Okay. All right, so this week in writing, it'll be a light week this week. You're going to be creating your own sentences. They'll just have instructions. So it's kind of a review of like a couple of things that we've already learned so far. Okay, so I have it up here. I have 4.
We can write right here.
Yeah. All right, so number 1 says you will have to create an interrogative sentence. So hopefully you remember what type of sentence that is. An interrogative sentence with a month inside of it. So you see, I'm asking for a certain type of sentence, and you have to have a certain thing inside of that sentence. Okay, 2 rolls. All you have to do is just draw a piece of bread, and they cut it in 4.
You got
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces.
Yeah, let's easy.
Okay. Number 2 says create a declarative sentence with 3 verbs inside of it. Number 3 says create an imperative sentence with 2 nouns. So the thing is, do you know your types of sentences?
No.
That's really the question. And number 4 says an interrogative sentence with, oh, that's not what I say. Exclamatory sentence with an interjection, which we just learned interjections.
I forgot interjection. Interjection.
All right, so I'll give you some time. Work on this. Let me see how much you remember your types of sentences and also your parts of speech, nouns and verbs, interjections.
I don't like it. I know everything.
So we have an interrogative sentence with the month. Let me hear some of those.
Me?
Okay.
Do you want to go to your aunt's house on January the 10th?
Do you want to go to your aunt's house on January 10th? Good. That's her month. Interrogative is a question. Good. Solomon?
My birthday is in May.
Okay, that is a sentence with the month, but it had to be an interrogative sentence. It had to be a question, so you could turn that into, is your birthday in May? Okay, Camille? Camille? Yeah, I think, yeah.
Is it March or is it May?
Is it March or is it May? Good. Are you both set? Okay, good. Let's see, and lyric, and then we'll go to number 2. It's okay, we'll do them all.
Is it Monday today?
Say it again.
Is it Monday today?
Is it Monday today? Yes, but Monday is the day of the week.
Oh, yeah. I wrote.
Yeah, so a month, so you can say, is it February already? Because tomorrow is February. That's all of it. That's what she knows. Then leave it like that. Okay, good. All right, number 2. All right, so we have to have a declarative sentence with 3 verbs. Declarative sentence with 3 verbs. All right. Let's see, Brian, what you have? No? Oh.
I know what about this and what.
Okay, Evan, what you have?
Me and my mom we won, we jumped, we did jumping jacks, and we walked.
One more.
Wait. We did jumping jacks, ran, and walked.
Oh, my mom and I did jumping jacks, we ran and walked. Good, that's just 3 verbs. Okay, Hannah?
Run, jump, and climb.
Say it one more time. I'm sorry, it kind of broke up a little bit. What's that?
I like to run, jump, and climb.
I like to run, jump, and climb. Good, her 3 verbs. Anybody else?
I know what a verb is.
Okay, Camille. After Camille does hers.
Today I will play outside, sit on the bench, and run.
Okay, today I will play outside, sit on the bench, and run. Good, awesome. All right, so I'm sorry. Go ahead, Amina. Forgot.
The teacher said this 3 verbs. Am, is, are.
Good. The teacher said the 3 verbs. Am, is, are. Now, when you were listing your verbs, what were you supposed to put between them?
Commas.
So I hope that's what y'all did.
Yeah.
Let's put commas between them. Remember, when we're listing things, we're putting commas if it's more than 2. All right, number 3. An imperative sentence with 2 nouns. Oh, Lord. How will we do that?
That's an interjection.
No, it's an imperative.
Oh, never mind. Oh my God.
All right, let's see. Okay, go ahead, Hannah. What you have?
After you brush your teeth, put on your clothes.
Good. After you brush your teeth, put on your clothes. Her 2 nouns are teeth and clothes. Good. What you have?
After you brush your hair, go get breakfast.
Brush your hair and go get breakfast. Hair is the noun. Breakfast is the noun. Good. Anybody else?
I knew what the pepper told me.
Okay, Serenity.
Feed the dogs and cats.
Feed the dogs and cats. Dogs and cats are the nouns. Good. All right, and then our last one. Number 4, we had to have an exclamatory sentence with an interjection. Exclamatory sentence with an interjection. Now, this shouldn't be hard because we just learned interjections like 2 weeks ago.
Don't have the same sentence as me.
Right.
Interjection. Oh. I can find over. My sentence is wrong. Girl. This is my spelling. This is not.
All right, what you have?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
You want the game?
What's your interjection?
By the 1. By the 1?
Mm-mm. No, not quite. Okay, let's see. Anybody else? Okay, Lyric. An exclamatory sentence with an interjection. Now, but remember, interjections have a certain place in a sentence. So that is important to remember. Go ahead, Lyric.
I can see an elephant.
Okay, that's not an exclamatory sentence with an interjection.
What is an interjection?
Uh-oh.
Can I do an interjection? I just told you guys what an interjection is.
Well, you didn't even... Okay, Hannah.
Or remember when you asked?
Mm-hmm.
Ouch! Something bit me.
Good. Ouch! Something bit me. So ouch is her interjection. Something bit me is the exclamatory sentence. Good.
Give it to me.
Okay, well, go ahead.
I got one, Miss Flutie. Whoa, that is big.
Whoa, interjection. That is big.
I know.
Good. That's 1.
Where's my? Oh, I got one, Miss Flutie.
Okay, go ahead, Amina.
Ouch! My hand got rolled over by the roller skate.
Oh my gosh. Ouch! My hand was rolled over by the roller skate. Good.
About the big truck.
Anybody else? Okay, Josiah.
Whoa, that is beautiful.
Whoa, interjection. That is beautiful.
And I put the interjection.
Anybody? Okay, you raising your hand. Okay, Brian.
Ouch! I almost got hit by a car.
Ouch! I almost got hit by a car.
We are really sarcastic.
Yeah,
Wait,
almost getting hit by a car.
And
Gosh.
robots.
All right, good. All right, so that's what we'll be doing on this week. You will be applying, you have to follow certain rules while we're writing the sentences this week, okay? So it's gonna kind of be a review of what we've been learning already so far. So hopefully you remember everything that we've been learning.
One time I got
so
my finger rolled go over by a roller skate.
Yep, I'm sure that didn't feel good.
And it was bleeding. It
Oh.
was my cousin who rolled over my
But
finger.
how
Mm.
did that even happen?
Fail.
All right. All right, let's go ahead and move on to phonics. Let's go over some of our charts. Let's do 8, 9, 10. No. Let's do
Can I do
13,
this?
12, 11, and 10. Let's start with 10, 11, 12, 13. 10.
Yeah, I'm 13.
All right.
No, I'm 13. No, I'm 13. 11, 12, 13.
That is what I said.
I know it's 10, 11. She's 13.
All right. So let's start with chart 10. Are we ready? Wait, let me make sure. Okay. All right, let's go. WH. WH.
Says what, and well.
TCH. WH says and who.
TCH says and has. EAR says ear, and here. EAR says air. EAR says OLD says
Old.
gold.
MB
Says in lamb. EW says in flu.
EW says you, and few. Y says E.
In raining. ER says and bigger. T
Says S.
and biggest.
LY says lead, and slowly. N says and sharpen. ES says S, and peaches. IE says, ILD says iod, and child. IND says ein, and kind. All right, chart 11. All right, that's good. All right, O says in shovel. A says in banana. C says in city. AU says in faucet. AW says in saw. EA says E in leaf. EA says F in thread. EA says A in state. IE says E in brownie. EY says E in key. EY says A in obey. PH says in phone. CH says in chorus. OUGHT says ought in caught. AUGHT says ought in caught. G says j in giant. DGE says j in fun. All right. Okay, 12.
And it's right there. I put it in the front. And it's upside down.
That's the point.
All right, A says up and asleep. AL says all.
And also,
BE
says B, and because. EN says and enjoy. UN says
on and unbutton. WR says and wrinkle. OULD says would. AR says air, and hair. U says and push. OUGH says up, and enough. OU says and country. ARR says air, and carry. IRE says ire. All right, and our last one, 13.
And it's right there. And I do not need help getting it. What if you're trying to pick up something?
All right, FUL. FUL says full, and beautiful. ARE says air,
and care.
TAIN says ton, and mountain. Sorry, y'all. URE says you're, and pure. DURE says chur, and pasture. WAR says war, and warm.
TION says
Shun, and nation. SION says shun, and dictionary. SION says shun, and television. EIGH says a, and 8. OR says and sailor. AR says and dollar. Y says ERR. All right, good. Thank you. All right, so I have these words here. Let's practice some words reading. So these are kind of different. Okay, anybody know the first one?
Wait, me.
What is it?
Prefer.
Prefer. So we're going to be looking at that prefer. Good. Next one, anybody?
Oh, I'll do this one. Which one is it? Okay.
Prefix. We've learned prefixes before.
I did.
Prefix. Next one, Camille.
Why does it have 2 lines?
Preheat.
Preheat. Preheat. Next one,
Me. Can I do this one?
Josiah.
Pre.
What is it? It's a priest.
School.
Preschool. Good. And last one. Ooh, that's a big one. Okay. Hannah, what you have?
Oh, I know this one.
Hannah.
I like one. No, it makes PRE.
Yes. What's the full word?
Pre-station.
Look at SCR square.
Prescription.
Prescription. Good. Prescription.
Just like this.
Like if you go to the doctor and you need medicine, they'll give you a prescription. Okay, now let's look at this one. They all have that OU at the end. That OU. Let's look at the first one. They look big, but once you kind of break them down, they're not too bad. What test are y'all on? Hurry. Okay, first one. Anybody? Nope. Okay, well, I am getting people raising their hand. Okay, let's see. Go ahead, Camille.
Famous.
Famous. Good. Next one. Carly.
Is that a B?
That's HUMOROUS.
Humorous.
Humorous is another word for like when someone's funny. Humorous, or like when something's like funny. Okay, what you have?
Animal.
Enormous.
Me, I'm doing this.
Next one.
Name.
Angie, Ang, us.
Oh, it looks like a I love this one. Dang.
Oh, well, really, I'm sorry. That's G. J.
Dang.
Danger.
Yes.
Dangerous. Okay, and then the last one. No, well, I didn't say the thing.
Me. I want to do
Okay.
it.
Go ahead, Amina.
ER.
And OU. What's the word?
Generous.
Generous. Generous. When you're kind and you are kind and nice to people. All right, so we are going to start. So we already sort of learned how to divide between the subject and predicate already, right? So we know the subject is the who, and then the predicate is the what is going on in the sentence, what's happening, right? So today we're still going to divide it that same way, but we will divide between what's called the subject and the verb, okay? So that's what we'll start to do now is divide between the subject and verb. It's still kind of the same thing, but instead it's called subject and verb, okay? That's the only thing that makes a difference is like how it's worded, but it's the same exact step where we divide, okay? So let's look at the sentence. It says, my sister held mom's hand. My sister held mom's hand. So in this sentence, we want to divide between our subject, who it's about, and our verb, okay? So my sister held mom's hand. Where would I divide this sentence at? My sister held mom's hand. Okay, what you have, Serenity? Where would I divide?
Sister and mom.
Not sister and mom. So who is your subject in my sister held mom's hand? Who's your subject?
Sister.
Okay, and then where is your verb?
Oh, I know my verb. So easy.
Held.
Held. So you divide between subject, my sister, held verb, and we'll underline the verb twice. Well, that's what I was saying. I said it's still the same thing as subject and predicate, except now it'll be called subject and verb. But it's the same thing, except now you divide between your subject and verb. So you underline your subject once and you underline your verb twice, okay? All right, next one. Ron played with Joe. Where would I divide between my subject and verb? Ron played with Joe. Ron and play. Ron is my what?
Ron is the subject.
Ron is the subject. What's the verb?
Play.
Play. Subject, verb.
Me. I knew it. Me too.
In a second. Next one, Amber ate lunch. Amber ate lunch. All right, Camille, where would I divide between subject and verb?
Amber ate.
Amber and ate. Amber is my
Subject.
Ate is my
Verb.
So that's it. It's the same thing as subject and predicate, except now it'll say subject and verb. But basically, that's where we would divide the predicate, where the verb started, because that's the what's going on, the predicate. So so now in your book, it'll say subject and verb, but it's still the same thing, except it's not called subject and predicate anymore. It'll be subjects and verbs, okay? A verb is a word that does an action. We know that already. All right, go ahead and get out your book. Let's do our dictation for today.
Give me my phonics.
We're on 191.
191. We're all 100. I got it. We got all
What?
Down, baby.
Just put it in and pull it out.
And it's not.
And I want y'all to start. And you get your color pencil. So you have to finish the word.
Yes, I was.
The color pencil over there, the one you had earlier.
I'm on the page. Just waiting for her to say.
All right, are we ready? So we just have some simple words this week. Today, well, it's simple, but there's some instructions you have to follow. Okay, Camille, you had a question?
What page is it?
191.
Say it again.
What's your word?
Oh, I know.
Stop. Tell her to stop yelling. Stop yelling. E. I think E was already on there. Yeah, so something else.
Wait, what's the word? Who is to my tag? It was E.
Why does
Yep.
all right, are we ready now? Yeah.
Yes, so
All right, so I'll give you a word. You only have to write the root word. Hopefully you remember what the root words are. So again, I'll give you a word. You only write the root word. First word is praying. What would be the root word in praying?
yeah. Done.
That's fine.
It is
Okay, what's your word? Okay, what should be the root word? Okay, Evan, what's the root word? Pray. So hopefully people put pray and not ing.
I did that.
Yeah. All right, next one. Could you write the root word in babies? What will be the root word in babies? What's your word?
Me? Lace.
Lace. Okay.
She just whipped that thing. That's not the business. It's the accident.
Yours either. That's the funny thing.
You gotta make that kind of like.
All right, next one.
But I did my best.
Babies. What? I didn't see it. What is the root word in babies?
I did this one and the other.
I need to see it.
Where's the
Carly.
baby?
Baby. Next one. What's the root word in quickly? Quickly. Quickly.
Yeah. So quick. Even though I might look like a Jew. Let me fix
Okay.
Is it on?
Corn.
So I do you tell me to put my mask on? Yeah, because you
Are.
Oh. I'm here. If I was sick, I wouldn't be here. Well, you were so good for the science. So it's not copying me.
What's your word? How?
What is your code?
Okay, so quickly, what's my root word in quickly? Okay, Lyric. Quick. And last one, what's the root word in trying? Trying. Yeah.
You never mind your business. Your business.
Uh-huh. I can't hear you. It's breaking up a lot. I don't. Turn around. Turn around.
I can't run.
It's good. You can sit. That's fine.
Yes.
Your feet, yeah. Okay. Trying. What's my root word? Okay, Hannah. Root word in trying.
Try.
Try. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Good. So that's it for phonics today. Let's go ahead and move on to math. You need a loose leaf paper so we can work out some problems. And you need your book today. So if you want to get your book ready, we're on 96A, the lesson worksheet. We'll be doing that as well. So we'll work out some problems and be in the book so you can get that together.
What worksheet?
I say get a loose leaf paper so we can work out some math problems, but you'll need your math book, lesson worksheet 96. Lesson worksheet 96, like that. So this page you can get ready. Here.
I saw you. You were just like literally just. I got the page first. No, I got the page first before you. No, Amina. I saw you still flipping. No, I was flipping. I left my book out before y'all. Then I just started flipping. I got to 96. Amina, didn't you just see me go to burn my book? Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was not. I was not still flipping. Stop! You just see.
Evan, that's not making it better.
Why does everybody have their notebooks? Okay.
That's not correct.
Don't write it down.
Yeah, all y'all have to do is just think of like spelling words. All right, let's go ahead and work out some problems. So remember we started trading, subtracting. That's what trading is whenever we take 10, we're taking away from one to add to another. So we have enough to subtract it. So I have 3 problems up here. Let's see, I want you to work them out first and then we'll discuss them. So I have 49 minus 28, 71 minus 35, and 93 minus 56. I want you to work these out, okay? You can go ahead and begin. All right, let's work them out. Okay. All right, let's see how many you have. I did see some of them correct, so good. All right, so I have 49 minus 28. So we know we start in the back. That's the first thing we do. 9 minus 8 is 1. Then I go to my front numbers. 4 minus 2 is, this should have been 21. I did see some answers had 21. This was not a trading problem. This was not. 9 is bigger than 8, so I can subtract that. All right, next we have 71 minus 35. So let's look at this one. We have 1 minus 5. That we cannot do, right? I cannot take 5 out of 1. So that's where I need to trade. So I would take away 7, turn this into 6.
I did
It becomes 61. I add that 10 to a 1. It becomes 11. So now I can do 11 minus 5 is 6. And then 6 minus 3 is 3.
I did 26.
I did see some answers had that. 10. You only did, that's only 5 or 6.
I did all of them.
All right, next I have 93 minus 56. I have 3 minus 6. I cannot do that. So I'm going to trade, take away 10 from this 9. It becomes 83. Add that 10 to 3. It becomes 13. 13 minus 6 is 7. 8 minus 5 is 3. 37.
I did it.
So some of the answers I seen were very correct. Good job. Some of them, I think it's when it, don't forget with that front number. It's no longer the number it started with. It changes it to the new number. All right, let's go ahead and practice expanded form. So I have 483. How would I write this in expanded form? I said okay. How would I write this in expanded form? 483.
400 plus 8
400 plus 80
plus 3.
plus 3. Good.
Can I do this?
What about 271? How would I write that in expanded form? 200
plus 70.
70 plus
1.
good. All right, so let's go ahead and look at your books. Did you get out your books?
Yeah. Wait.
You're supposed to be on lesson worksheet 96. Let's see. Give me 5 more. No.
I did.
What? What's your word?
I tried to die.
Down. You wrote it?
Dying.
Okay. 41. Who's next?
My math. Carson.
All right. All right, so what we're gonna do today is create a picture to show a set divided in half. So that's pretty easy today. Tomorrow we'll learn how to do it when it's odd numbers. So we'll use even numbers today. So the even numbers are usually pretty easy to split in half because those are the doubles facts, which we've learned already, right? Yeah, you should be shaking your head. Oh yeah, we learned doubles facts.
Nope. Yeah, I did.
Oh,
I didn't learn.
What's that?
You said no.
Okay. Sailor. All right. So let's go ahead and look at our first box. So I have a total of 8 circles. I'm sorry. 8 candies, okay?
Wait.
Don't draw anything yet. Don't do anything yet on the page.
She said don't do anything yet on the page. I didn't even draw nothing.
That's why I tell y'all stop telling people what they need to do.
That's my new business. And I'll
All right. So I have 8 candies that I want to split in half. So that means in order to split something in half, you have to have the same amount on both sides. I can't have 5 on one side and 3 on the other side. That's not splitting it in half. And half means you split it down the middle equally. So 8 is easy to split down to half because 8 is an even number. Does anyone know what half of 8 is? What is half of 8? If I take 8 and I split it down the middle, what would that be on both sides? What you have? 4. So if we have a total of 8 candies and we split it in half, that means we need 4 on each side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so you should be drawing this in the first box. So I had 8 candies and I split them in half. So that means that's a total of 4 on each side.
I'm not drawing those.
Going good.
All right. So let's fill it in at the bottom. So 1/2 of, what's our number we just did? 1/2 of 8 is
4.
1/2 of 8 is 4, which is true. If we split 8 down the middle, we get 4 and 4.
That's what I do.
1/2 of 8 is 4. All right, let's go to the next box. We'll go to the one underneath, the box underneath. So now on this one, I have a total of 12 candies. I have 12 candies and I want to split the candies equally down the middle in half. I want to split them. Does anyone know what is half of 12? If I split the 12 in 2 pieces, what would I have on each side? Camille?
6.
6. So I need to draw 6 on each side.
6 what?
So 6 and 6 make 12.
6 what?
Okay, well then let them go.
6 what, Miss Legit? You don't have to know. What I want to draw it. Hold on, wait, Miss Lynn, I need to draw this again. I got it wrong. You don't have
Okay, we'll just fix it.
6. No, you should do the circle. I don't have to do a circle. That's what not my business. When I talking to you, I'm talking to girl.
Okay. All right. So let's fill in at the bottom. 1/2 of, what was our number?
12.
1/2 of 12 is
6.
6. 1/2 of 12 is 6.
Miss Elizabeth, 6 what? 6. 6. 1 after 12. 6 with 6 right here.
All right, let's go to the box underneath. So now, this one will be different. I have a total of 17.
What?
Problem with the number 17. Does anyone know what the problem is I have with 17? Does anyone know what's the problem that I have with 17? What's wrong with 17? Okay, Brian?
14 plus 13 equals 17.
No? I don't know. Where.
No.
Anybody can tell me what's wrong with 17, Hannah?
17 is odd.
17 is an odd number, so I cannot split 17 equally. So I only can split though in half, but I can't split 17 equally. So how would I do that?
I don't know.
That would be strange, a strange way to try to split 17 in half. Well, look at the words underneath the third box. It says, it has, what does it have on the side of it? Does everyone see what that is? What is it? It has an extra. So this one, so whenever you have odd numbers, that's when it will be a little different. When you have those odd numbers, because we cannot split odd numbers equally. So that means we will have something left over. So what you do is whenever we have this odd number here, what you're going to do is split it where it's equal on both sides enough. And then whatever is left over, you're put on the extra side. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So we want to split 17 in half. So what I'm going to do is draw until I get to 17. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now I could put 17 here, but will it be equal? No, it'll be one extra. So since I have one left over, where do you think I'm going to put it? In the extras box. So that one that's left over, put it right here. So I split 17 in half, but then I have one remaining. So now I'm going to show you how to write it. Okay, so go ahead and draw it if you need to draw it. Then I'll show you how to write this the right way.
I did it. Already.
Is that? Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
This one. No, it's not that one. This one. Do you see an extra box? Because
Miss Bridget,
what was in this box? Miss Bridget.
The extras box?
You never did this?
no. Miss,
Right here.
Which one? Where are you? Let me see. The second one was a total of 12. Underneath what?
Look.
going down.
Yes, that's what I had said, because that one had a specific way. That's why I said make sure you did that one.
This
So everybody's on the right box, right? We're on the third one on the first row. If you're not on the third one, then you won't be able to do what we just did. So if you follow the instructions that I said to go down, then you should be on this box. So if you're not, if you don't have that extras, then you didn't follow the order that I said to go in. All right. So we split 17 in half. We had 8 and 8 on each side, but then we had that one left over. I couldn't put it on any side because then it would be uneven. So I took that extra I had and I put it in the extras box. So now let me show you how we write this. We have one remaining. So 1/2 of 17 is 8 with the remainder of 1. This R stands for remainder, meaning this is what's remaining. So after I split 17 and 8 side on it with 8 and 8 equally, I have a remainder of 1. 1 is left over. Is that true? Yes, we split it 8 and 8 and we had 1 left over. So this is how you write it when it comes to odd numbers. Because all the odd numbers will be like this. You'll have 2 equal sides, but then you'll always have an extra left over because it's odd. It's uneven. Freaking lead. Okay. Did y'all get to 50?
No, man. Wait, who is it?
All right, so this is all we'll do for this side today. Tomorrow we'll do the other side finishing, okay? So you'll probably run across this in your book. It'll ask you about 5 children. I'm sorry, the children in the books, they have 10 books equally. 10 is an even number, so that should be easy to split 10 down the middle, and you have to draw it on each side. You won't see the odd number one just yet. All right, good. All right, so that's it for math. Let's go ahead and move on to reading. So we're on chapter 4 of our book, No Longer a Nobody, with Sammy.
Wait, what page? Never mind.
No Longer a Nobody. We're on chapter 4.
How are we on chapter 4? We never did chapter.
Not today, it's Tuesday.
No, stop this.
Page 23.
I'm reading. I never read first. Miss Fugis, we made it.
Miss Fugis.
All right, good.
Almost fell.
Transfer the color pencils to them. Give it to them.
Fugis.
Yes.
I know it's
No longer a nobody is my favorite book.
I can't really hear you. What's that?
I'll tell you mine.
I said no longer a nobody is my favorite book.
Carla.
All right, so 23, let's go. Sammy to the rescue. Remember last week we started our book on Sammy. Remember, Sammy had a feeling that he felt like he was nobody. Then he hears about a pet fair that they're having at school, and he figures maybe he should participate in the pet fair, and if he wins, he'll become somebody, right? He was excited about it. He went home. He told his mom, but unfortunately, he could not have a pet. Then he goes to school the next day, and everybody's talking about their pets, so Sammy felt even sadder. So he goes home, he went visit the swampy ravine, and he sees a snail. So he takes the snail, and he's like, I definitely could have this as a pet, right? Mom won't know. It's a really small animal. No, and I could maybe bring him to the pet fair. So he goes to school. He makes a shoebox home for his snail. He goes to school the next day, reads about snails, learns a lot of different things about snails. He decides to name his snail Slowpoke, right? But when he gets home, what happens to Slowpoke?
He's gone.
He disappeared. So that's what we'll pick up today to see if Sammy will find Slowpoke or if Slowpoke is gone for good. All right.
Nothing. Couldn't go find
Anybody?
it.
Okay, go ahead. Sammy to the rescue.
The next day at school, Miss
Stop.
Perkins announced a pet research hour. Everybody who intends to bring a pet to the pet fair must write a report about the pet. She said, find out all the interesting facts you can about your animal, and if you don't have a pet to bring, write a report about an imaginary pet. The third grade class marched to the library. Sammy brought his snail book along.
Okay, good. So the next day at school, Miss Perkins lets them know that the pet fair is coming and they have to write a report. Now, if someone did not have a pet, what does she say they could do? Write about an imaginary pet. So do you think Sammy could have maybe done that if he didn't find a pet? Do you think that would have worked out for him? Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. All right, let's see on 24. Anybody? Okay, anybody? Read the page 24. Okay, go ahead, Josiah.
Miss Fulgen's the nail fell out.
Unmute. No.
Purpose saw Sammy reading the story. What's the creature to study? She said. The book on the table by the window has pictures of snails. Sammy saw all kinds of snails in the big nature book. He saw pictures of big snails and little snails, water snails and land snails, river snails and forest snails and tree snails.
Keep going.
Brightly colored, striped like some of the snails in the pictures. He was just a plain gray, nobody kind of snail. Sammy was a plain, nobody kind of boy. Maybe that's why Sammy liked him so much.
Okay, good. So Sammy is reading his book again, the book that had told him about how snails have all those teeth. And so whenever his teacher finds out, what does she think about his pet?
It's cool.
She said it was a pretty cool pet that he had, that he selected as his, animal for the pet fair. So Sammy also learned that there's different kinds of snails. And what kind of snail was Slowpoke?
A snap. A pet. Now.
What kind of snail was Sammy? It says it in the book. It said what kind he was. Sammy found out that Slowpoke was a land snail. He was a land snail. Okay. All right, let's keep reading. Anybody on 25 after school?
I'm gonna read it now. What is that?
Okay. Are you raising your hand, Serenity? Yeah. Okay.
After school, Sammy hurried home to look for Slowpoke again. As Sammy bounded down the steps to the basement apartment, he heard voices. He quickly pushed the door. There sat Uncle Zeke and Aunt Harriet at the kitchen table. Mother was bustling around the stove, making that smelled good. 2-year-old Jimmy, his cousin, was tattling about nearby.
Okay.
Sammy.
Okay. All right. So he finds out that Slowpoke is a land snail. So he hurries home because he's trying to find Slowpoke, because although he's finding all of this out, Slowpoke is still missing. Okay. So when he gets home, he finds out that there's company. So that might delay him in trying to find Sammy. Okay. 26.
Wait, find Sammy.
I mean, Slowpoke. Sorry. 26. Anybody? Yeah, come on. Oh, you can stop after that. After that.
Okay.
26.
Sammy hugged his aunt.
Pause.
Yeah, pause.
No, go ahead.
So Sammy hugged his aunt, shook hands with his uncle, then went to play with Sammy. So glad you called. Sammy heard Mother say, "My boss is good about getting me off those special occasions, such as when one's own can comes from West Virginia. I came right home and cleaned up the place for company, and then I got busy with the cooking." Sammy stood up slowly, he had a chicken filling inside of him, cleaned up the place. That meant she had vacuumed the carpet. Just so Poke get sucked up into the vacuum cleaner. That's done.
Okay. All right, so Sammy gets back home and all his family is there. And so Sammy, he's thinking, he's like, where? Cause all he has company, but all he's thinking about is Slowpoke. That's all he's thinking about. So then he's like, Mom cleaned up for the company. Maybe Slowpoke got sucked in by the what? Vacuum. So, oh no. All right, 27. Okay, Solomon.
I wanna go.
Sammy shivered, thinking how scared his pet would be on his swift ride through the long dark horse. Maybe right now he was choking in a pile of dust in the vacuum cleaner bag, wishing he was back in the most raven. Where Sammy found him, Sammy slid up to Mother, who was busy frying chicken. When you ran in the vacuum cleaner, did you find a snail? He had to know. Mother looked puzzled. A what? A shell, Sammy answered. Kind of gray and kind of roundish. Oh, that. Yes, I found it. I wish.
Okay. So, all right. So Sammy, he's like, he could have been sucked in a vacuum. So he asked Mom if, she did. And what does Mom say?
Yes.
She said, yeah. She said, well, I did see a little shell. I did find something that looked like that. Let's see what she does with it. 28.
No.
Mom,
Me.
I'm trying to give people a chance
I
to
may
not go.
like to go.
Can I do this one?
Yeah, 28.
I don't remember. You missed one?
You had us, huh? Yeah, 28. What is it?
Can I do 29?
Get in your chair.
Oh.
No, I was talking to Faith. Come on, 28.
You keep your shells and things in your box or drawer. The vacuum cleaner wouldn't pick it up, so I threw it in the garbage. You can find another one.
When it's done.
Into mischief. Before Sammy went to do as his mother said, he quickly opened the door underneath the sink, where the garbage container stood. He looked inside. It was empty. Mother had thrown the garbage and Slowpoke into the big garbage can outside. How could he ever find him? Sadly, Sammy dragged into the living room and sat down on the floor with his small cousin. Gorgeous, please.
Okay, so so he's looking everywhere. He's not finding him. Let's see, 29. Let's keep going. 29.
Did you?
Okay, no. Larry, go ahead.
Draw 29.
Uh-huh.
More with his small cousin. He could search the ground canal. He had to take care of Jimmy that would happen to Slowpoke. The horse until
The hours.
the hours until bedtime.
Dragged.
Drag by slowly. Painfully, it
Okay.
was time for everyone to go to bed. And
Uncle.
Uncle Zeke slept on the couch. So Sammy couldn't up with his blankets on the floor, but he didn't sleep. He wanted until everybody still
Asleep or quietly? I don't.
It's when everybody. Oh, I know that word.
Else?
Everybody else was asleep, and he quickly got up. He took a flashlight from there. It's somewhere. It's $100 in the kitchen. Then
Stealthily? Yeah.
stealthily made his way to the back door. He opened it quickly and ran up the
Basement?
stairs out into the night.
Okay, good. All right, so Sammy had company and then he had to watch his cousin. So he really was waiting until the nighttime to come so he could go try to look in the trash can for Slowpoke. And that's what he's doing. Okay, 30.
Can I read this one?
Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead, Josiah. I guess I was waiting to see if anybody. Go ahead.
The street lights cast eerie shadows. Sammy felt scared. He wasn't so sure he should be doing this but he had to find Slowpoke praying
One
as
more.
he
One
ran.
more.
As
We'll get
he
the last one.
the garbage can, took off the cover and flashed the light to inside. To his delight, there crawling
Look, it's all right.
slowly up inside of the can was Slowpoke. Forgetting to be quiet, Sammy uttered a little whoop of delight and grabbed his pet. Frightened, Slowpoke ducked into his shell. Sammy hurried back into the apartment building, but now.
Okay, good. So he's rushing to go check and see if he can find Slowpoke somewhere, right? So then a sound happens. But who does he find?
Slowpoke.
He finds Slowpoke. So Slowpoke was still alive and well. Okay, 32. Anybody who didn't read yet would like to read? I have a couple people who never. You did.
Wait, why is it?
Anybody?
I was doing that.
Okay, go ahead, Harlem. 32.
It's chess.
Unmute.
Sammy hurried back into the apartment building, but now what? Where could he keep Slowpoke so he wouldn't get lost? The shoebox was no good. He had climbed out of there. Even if he puts the cover and made some holes for air, Slowpoke might chew himself out. The big book in the library said that snails were on to chew themselves, even out of wooden boxes. Suddenly, Sammy thought of the laundry room. It was right next to their apartment. Slowpoke wouldn't be able to get out of the washer. But what if someone got up early to wash clothes? Slowpoke wasn't a water snail. He might drown.
Okay, so Sammy wants to find Slowpoke a new home because he's like, the shoebox maybe wasn't a good idea. So he decides maybe he should put him in the what? Laundry room. But then he's like, well, if somebody goes to do laundry, he might drown. That might not work out either. Let's see what he decides on 33. Anybody wants to finish us? 33, 34? Anybody who did not read? You did. All right, well, come on, Carly.
Wait, how about you? And
No, I don't want to. But it's all the way into the end.
Stop right here.
No, all the way until the end. No, he's right here.
Sammy tiptoed into the laundry room and looked around uncertainly. Next to the washer stood the dryer. The dryer would be a better place for Slowpoke. Whoever washed clothes in the morning would use the washer before the dryer. That would give Sammy more time to think of what to do next. Carefully, he reached down into the dryer and placed Slowpoke on the bottom. Good night, Slowpoke, he whispered as he closed the door. Then he tiptoed back home. Thank you, Jesus, for helping me find Slowpoke, breathed Sammy as he rolled up in his blanket on the living room floor. God wasn't too busy to bother about me. The Slowpoke Sammy thought. He cares enough about us to hear my prayer and to answer it.
All right, good. So Sammy, oh, sorry, my bad. Okay, so Sammy ended up leaving him in the washroom between the washer and dryer, and he said he would do that, but what would he do in the morning? He would go and hurry and get him before anybody would show up in the morning. So Sammy's grateful because he's like, God, you kept Slowpoke safe, right? Because he thought that was the end of Slowpoke and he would never find him. And the Lord showed him that Slowpoke was indeed safe. So tomorrow we'll get into what Sammy will decide to do with Slowpoke, so that he can be in a safer place. All right. All right.